specifically to Klopp and to Bielsa, do you think that either of those have a God complex? And then broadly speaking, Premier League managers, and if there are any managers that you think specifically that stand out for you, do you think Premier League managers either have to have or do have a bit of a God complex? And also, generally, we just get two thrones sat and we just sit next to each other and people would bring us stuff.
I'm rocking.
Yeah.
And I can be made love to any time is this a cult? There's always sex in a cult, Jim.
Yeah.
If we're the leaders, we have to be getting the most sex out of everyone.
Yeah, okay. Have I got to sit next to you whilst this is happening? Are we still on the thrones here, or have you got private quarters to go? I don't want to. I know he's sat here just going.
No. You can't be shy about these things, mate. We have to be having sex in the open, in front of people, so they know what's going down.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to do this. I don't make the rules. You do. You're the sort of the main men of this place.
I've made my bed. No,
yeah. Do you want a latte? Yeah, I'd love a latte. Oat milk would be great. Thank you. This is tiring. What time are we having lunch? I don't want that life. Nah, this has got out of hand really quickly. This has got out of hand way too quickly.
Jim, just for a bit.
Welcome everyone to James and Flav for Now podcast. I am attempting to be the cool rappy one in a boy band from the 90s with my get up today, and I'm okay with that because it feels cozy, as does this podcast itself. Flav, how are you, mate?
Good. Did you see Leeds? The mighty Leeds beat Manchester City at the Etihad after they would get slapped.
You made it very clear. Do you know what's amazing though? Is people all of these are kind of throwaway comments a lot of the time. I mean, believe it or not, guys. But the Leeds one, people were like straight on it with you on Twitter and stuff. They weren't happy.
Rattled, didn't they? Rattled.
Well, I guess 4 points out of 6. I mean, to be honest, it was, smash and grab, wasn't it?
I didn't watch it.
They had just to get you up to date before we get into this football podcast, which is
hold on. They had 29. Man City had 29 attempts on goal. Leeds had 2 and scored 2.
Yeah, exactly. They sort of hung in there.
So they were lucky, in other words.
Well,
they were lucky.
Bielsa masterclass, wasn't it?
It was a Bielsa masterclass. Look, I would stress once again, I don't have a problem with Leeds. I'm happy for them to be playing the football they're playing. I'm glad you're all enjoying yourself. This is not me attacking Leeds. This is me attacking the media agenda. That's all.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, one of our derby games this week, I saw it and I thought, ooh, this could be an interesting discussion with you, Flav. I think you'll have some thoughts on it. And it does revolve around Bielsa and Jurgen Klopp and Leeds and Liverpool, which is one of the games this week.
I'm already throwing up in my mouth and I'm not even sure what it's about.
Okay. But, I'll tell you what, this will help you out. It might wind up Liverpool fans, which is not what we're after, but I know it's something you enjoy. So,
I don't know. So this is the thing: when a team is vulnerable and their support is vulnerable, I'm not irritated by them. I don't wish them any harm at all, and I don't wish Liverpool fans any sort of turmoil outside of what they're due by the performances of their team. So I don't have any issue with Liverpool at the moment. The minute they start getting good, then I hate them again. That's why Man United fans are my go-to, not Man United, but a Man United club, but partly because they just slapped us aside like a small child, like a little child. So can I have a biscuit, please, Dad? Fuck off, no. That's what it was like. And if I take aside that game, like Man United fans,
fuck off, no. Let's go. Man United
fans now, like six months ago, and I know this because I got on the 90 Min, right? And there's a lovely guy, Scott, but he was talking about Man United differently to what he was talking about, how he talks about them now. And there was an air of, it's not arrogance, but just not smugness either. It's he just knows his team's doing well, so he talks differently around, and everyone does that, and you're welcome to. It's just that I don't. It's something that I turn against.
That's fine. I mean, I'm cool with that. It's smugness, isn't it? You've got to be wary of smugness, but you've also, as a fan yourself, have got to enjoy that smugness whilst you've got it. What happened with that game last week was that it caused the Who Knows Wins. That's right, still sponsored by the lads. The Who Knows Wins League, the Jaffin Ultimate Slug League, kicked off, and it made it very, very different. I tell you what.
Well, didn't someone get it though? There's two people that said Leeds.
So this is unbelievable. I lost again. What have I won? Nothing. This week's league, I tied for 35th. But the pot size...
45th.
Well, first of all, so we're going again this week. So if you want to get involved in the Jaffin Ultimate Slug League, the pot size last week was 280 quid. So everyone who got involved, thank you so much. Just to say, actually, we said that if you're struggling to get involved with the league and you want to be a part of the community, me and Flav, either of us are like, well, I don't want to speak for you, but you said it first. But I'm happy to kind of shout out, sort out people if they need the £2 to get involved, because that's what we like about this one, is that it is really, really cheap for anyone to get involved. And we've got our league and it's only £2 to enter. But if you are struggling, then let me know and we'll try and sort you out, because we had so many people in it last week. Pot size was 280 quid. But the important thing was that we had one winner, because I think it's like 70, 20%, 10%. There were eight games, and Osles5 got 8 out of 9 right and won £186.20.
Where is he? Where is he?
I don't know if he's
in the comment.
I don't know if he's utilised that money to become a moisty. I don't know, but
I think he owes it to us. He owes it to us.
Yeah.
But
reinvest.
The least you can do is become a patron now by after your windfall. That's not bad return, is it? £2 that he turns into what was it?
£186.20, and then there was a few people, who got 7 right, and they're all tied for second, and they all got £6.65.
What's his? See, you don't even have to get them all right, guys.
Yeah.
You don't get them. I was tied 75th with Lewis. That's how badly I did this week. So it's back reverting to type
75th. Oh wow, yeah, that's not good.
75th. No, that's not good at all. Yeah, man, get involved. It's a cool little app, very fun, and there's a chat function where we are active.
We are active indeed. I was getting involved in the chat actually last week. I was like, people kind of talking through their picks and which way they want to go. But I think we're really enjoying it. Really, really enjoying it. You're right.
He's gone down the wrong out.
Both coughing. Should we just get it out? Get it.
He came up my nose as well.
That's the high drama that you have with Who Knows Wins. So we've recreated the Jaffin Ultimate Slug League. Get involved. Let's just find out actually who finished bottom, because they will receive themselves a slug mug. So let's find out who was bottom. They need to be bottom on their own, really. We've got so many people who got involved. This is crazy. 120 people. Peter D98.
You win a mug.
You're a mug, mate, and thus you will receive one. So I know there's a lot of people tied for 120, but we can't buy you all a mug. So Peter, through the alphabet, you've won on this occasion. Congratulations. There's a link in the description. Support the podcast by getting involved in the league. We've got, at the very least, a couple of weeks left. So get involved. Are you the ultimate slug? Like our boy, what's his name? Les.
Osles.
Osles5. You are the ultimate slug. Osles, congratulations to you. Well done.
We'll never hear from him again now. That'll be it. He'll get his money and run.
Do you think? Just use that a bit, almost like a royal. Just use that title, to sort of swan around the world.
I'm not interested in these sluts anymore. But that'll be us.
This week we've got the league is there again. We've got all the games ready to go. QPR in there. Spurs aren't in there this week, but we've got 10 games. So get your picks in, give it a go, support the lads, and let's have a juicy pot. Go on.
You're all right.
Huh?
Are you okay?
Am I all right? Yeah, I'm all right. Why? What makes you say that?
Bad result.
Yeah, man. Oh, mate. Do you know what? Because someone said, do you know how pathetic being a football fan is? It's so pathetic that QPR get to a point where we're on a bit of a run. Things seem to be coming together because we did smash it up last week. And then we've got Rotherham in the week, who've got 4 games in 8 days. They're down the bottom. Yes, they're fighting for the lives, but they haven't got the quality of this Queen's Park Rangers side has, it seems. Lyndon Dykes, who's someone who I'd completely given up on, is starting to bang in the goals. I think. And then I read a tweet that says, this is how stupid I am. It said, guys, if we win by 14 goals, we're up to 8th in the league. And I know that's ridiculous. I know that's not going to happen. But somehow we were already 8th in the league in my head because we're going to win that game. And then after that, then we're there. And then you're starting to believe in something. And then we go 1-0 up against Rotherham. What happens, Flav?
You capitulate.
We capitulated. Lost 3-1. And that is it now. Any QPR optimism will be... If you see any optimism regarding QPR with me between now and the end of the season, feel free to say less of that to me.
Because it's like, the thing is, when you do support a Championship club, the defeats don't hurt as much as when you support a Premier League club, do they?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, yeah, Christ. We can talk more about Spurs. How's it going for you?
Really bad. Really, really bad.
It really, mate. I was just
got to go, innit? He's got to go.
He's got to go, isn't it? Like I always like to think about, like, how does it feel, right? And with Mourinho, like, it's amazing, isn't it? It's like, I think for most Spurs fans, or any football fans, but Spurs fans obviously in this example, is like, it was like, oh, it was nice being the villain for a little bit, but now it's just like, it's just grim, isn't it? It's so grim.
It was.
You're getting done by Ollie. You're getting done by Ollie again and again.
They were good, to be fair. They were really good. Second half, especially, fantastic. And you look at this squad; it's actually so strong. Like
it's developed, though, hasn't it? Like he's developed a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's fixed the defensive issues as well, which is massive credit to him because those are the same players that were awful. Harry Maguire, awful at the start of the season. And players go through dips and forms, and that. But it was something. There was something systematically wrong with them.
He's found a banana sandwich that seems to work for him. Harry has, hasn't he? I don't know what he's done. I don't know what he's added to it. Maybe a dash of honey. I don't know.
Cinnamon. He likes
cinnamon.
Banana cinnamon. Okay. You've got to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer credit. He's done incredibly well. He's batted off the sack about 4 times. Most managers don't last once. He's just like, what, sack? No.
Come back. We come back. No.
No.
There was 6-1 defeat, wasn't it?
No.
There was a 6-1 defeat where it was like waiting, and 0-0 draws. 0-0 draws. 0-0 draws. He's done fantastically well. He's got them playing brilliantly. Yeah.
He must have outlasted every other manager after Sir Alex Ferguson, right? He's got to be the longest serving now, is it?
He certainly will do, won't he? Because he's actually got a bit of credit in the bank. It's decent. That cricket analogy is bang on, actually. Like he literally went. He tried to hit a few because they finished third the year before, and it wasn't working. And it was just like, look, this is Test match cricket. This is not 2020. And he's just gone. Defend, until he's seeing it like a beach ball, and then he sees that bouncer and hooks it for 4. He's looking good. Is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Here's a question: is he now? And I'd love to know. Patrons in the chat, let me know. Is he now officially a good manager?
Yeah, I mean, of course he is. He wouldn't be able to last that long at Man United without being a good manager. I think a lot of us. Didn't give him a chance. All of us did. I don't think there's a single pundit out there, person who speaks on YouTube, who at some point did thought this is not up to this. This club's too big for him, and that's not true. And he deserves all the praise because everybody doubted him, and that's not only has he got them playing well, but he's built a squad there.
He's built a squad.
That reliable. Front line is fucking 6 players that would get into our team, pretty much.
Amazing, isn't it? Isn't it amazing how you look at players, and like, I know it sounds so obvious, but like if it's going well, then they sort of like get inflated, and if they're not, then they are crap. Because if you spoke about the same two squads after that Spurs game earlier in the season, then it like, you know, you said the opposite, didn't you? Josh Powell makes a really good point here about Solskjaer. What has he won though?
What has he won? What has he won? And he's won nothing. So can't be world class. What did you think of?
Do you know what he is? He's actually, so he's not a PE teacher. He ain't. I mean, he ain't won nothing. But he's good. He is good, but is he good? He's that now, isn't he?
In 90, yeah. He's not in 90 minutes over and over again. He's proven he could mix it with the very best managers in the game. He's beaten all of them with Manchester United. All of them.
Sam Hansen says, I think Ollie deserves credit. Should be no way near the sack for another 2 seasons. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that, though, does it?
I mean, you're right. He should, but if Man United finish 10th next year, you've got to sack him. You've got to get rid of him. Not good enough.
You have to cover all negative banter points. And the big one, you will know this, Flav. He's got to win something. Just get something. Just get anything. Just so that he can't, like, on a technicality, you can't have it. Like, Pochettino goes to PSG after a month. He's got that cup competition that doesn't mean anything, and he wins it. He's now won something. You can't use that. Well, I guess the next line is, yeah, he's won, yeah, but he hasn't won anything big. You can never win, can you? It's always like there. It's like the water gets topped up to drown you.
Yeah, you know, I mean, the thing with Solskjaer being at Man United is that they will want trophies. They will want league titles. He'll have to challenge next year for the league title from the off. Like, even though they're second, Man City haven't had a challenger for the league, have they? So it's
big summer for them, isn't it? Like, if he could just get a couple of like those like Man United signings that Fergie used to do. He used to he'd always take the best player from that wasn't at one of those big teams, or the best player in the league basically, and then go and get that epic striker from abroad. And that would take you to the next level. He needs to do that again.
Man United of old would be so in for Haaland. It was unreal. Like, they would. Alex Ferguson would have probably moved heaven and earth to get Haaland in. It was a different time because they didn't have any competition. They were the biggest team in the league, and Manchester
Turner were
City
bigger at the time, weren't they?
Turner were bigger at the time. All right, Turner were bigger at the time. I have to run you over. But the thing is, you've got bigger competition. Manchester City can attract better players and is more attractive proposition than Man United is now, and that's just a fact. So, it's tricky. But just on PSG and Poch, that was good. Couple of games, wasn't it? Good couple of games of the old football.
Yeah, what a Flav.
Bayern Munich.
Yeah, it was. I was trying to, because I did a live stream after, and I was trying to watch both, and I got to be honest, like the Chelsea Porto game was so boring. But the other one was like,
how boring is Tuchel's football? So boring.
It's
Chelsea
really dull.
Stink. I mean, they're good. They're probably going to win things. But fuck me, is it boring?
Yeah.
Jesus. And you know, Chelsea fans are already starting to go, should he be our manager?
We're the worst, aren't we? Football fans are the worst.
I love it.
Yeah, you win. No, they are winning. But
they are winning.
But are they? They're not destroying everything in their path, and so I'm a little bit let down. Shut up.
Tuchel, you're. I know you did really well at PSG, and you've done brilliantly at Dortmund, but the football isn't exactly what I want, and for that, I'm out.
Yeah. And you've now not won in 3, so we're going to bring in some Italian. Let's get into. I want to do Jim Big Laugh Award. Then we'll do. Yeah, let's do Jim Big Laugh Award because there's a few bits that are absolutely amazing. And actually, let's do this first. So very close second because this really did just like it was amazing. So first of all, the podcast later in the podcast, we've got a lot of love chat. We've got some updates. We've got some Flames advice, and we've got some romantic gestures. We've also got some nicknames, and so we've got a few more nicknames from last week where we were saying I had a mate called Vapor D, who was that was his DJ name, despite him not having any decks. Weird. So we've got some good ones. But this, I don't know why, this just made me laugh out loud, but doesn't win the Jim Big Laugh Award this week. Dennis Cregan, nickname, freshman year at university, someone walked in the room, pointed at me and said, "What's up, Deep Scoop?" I still go by Deep Scoop to this day. Deep Scoop? It just caught me off guard. I was like, Deep Scoop.
He's American, so it sounds like I don't know what that means, but...
Oh, yeah, Dennis, can you let us know what Deep Scoop means?
I'd imagine if you worked in an ice cream shop, there's some relevance there, but...
I don't know, but it's no freshman year. That's quite a clever way of gaining dominance in a new group. I bet that guy who walked in, someone said to him, he's nervous about, we're both coughing loads of time. He's nervous about kicking off university, and his mate's gone, you got to go in there like a lion and dominate, all right? This is what you do. Think of a terrible nickname, walk into the room and call someone that, okay? And they're going to go, oh no, he's just called him decent. I'm not going to mess with him. Perfect. And he's done that.
It shows a level of confidence. You seen 21 Jump Street?
Yeah.
So funny.
It's good.
I was watching it. My dad hadn't seen it, and I went to see him last weekend. We watched 21 Jump Street, and we were just in tears on the sofa. But he goes, school life's changed, isn't it? And he's still the jock. And he goes in, Float asks him a question, he just punches him without. That's the way it used to flow, and they were like, "What the?" He goes, I don't like this school. I don't like this school.
Yeah. Was it like one strap and two strap? Is that what that?
Yeah. Just, don't ever two strap.
Yeah. That's a good one. So let us know in the comments, when you were at school, what was something that was just like, in hindsight, slightly ridiculous, but at the time was like a must if you wanted to be cool. I'll kick us off.
Go on.
At our school, you had to have, you couldn't wear short sleeve shirts. You needed long sleeve shirts that you rolled up to about 3/4 length or further up if need be. But the one thing you didn't have is a short sleeve white shirt at school, because you were scum if you did.
We in my school, you weren't allowed shiny shoes.
Yeah, really?
So black, if you have black shiny shoes, you're seen as like a bit of a neek.
Yeah, neek.
Having a satchel instead of a like a thingy bobby.
Yeah,
it was better. Even better than the satchel was just a JD plastic bag. Those were
better.
okay.
Was better.
Was better than a satchel with like a square satchel that you wore on thing. My dad bought me a satchel. I was like, Dad, I can't go to school. I have a satchel. And he's going, of course you fucking can. And I went, no, Dad, I can't. I'll get killed. He goes, you're fucking going with it. So I did, and I did get killed.
Yeah, I'll try to think of others. Let us know in the comments below. Apologies for all our coughing, by the way. Both at it.
I can't help it. Tea went down wrong, wasn't it?
I'll tell you what, this will cheer you up. This is the winner of the Big Jim Laugh Award, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is the weirdest thing I've ever read, but at the same time, I absolutely adore it. Here we go. The winner of this week's Jim Big Laugh Award, Jack Two-Sitton. I'm just going to read it. The life of a slug is full on dryness and hardships. Just a long journey finding sustenance. It has been almost a week without rain. In the depths, dryness clinging on. Suddenly, I feel tears on my gooey face. These are no tears. Rain has finally arrived. As I lift my tentacles to the sky, I finally see my saviour. It's Flav from the Jaffin podcast. He picks me up, whispering to me, You will do. We spent the whole summer making passionate love across all the 7 seas. What the?
You'll do. You will do.
That is like the most bizarre fan fiction paragraph comment, but I love it.
I love it.
And I was in tears for quite a while. The final sentence, we spent the whole summer making passionate love across all of the 7 seas.
I love it.
So good. Very, very good. Right. The patrons are flying, by the way. Welcome to all the newbies. Appreciate it.
262 patrons.
I'm so sorry. 262 patrons now. The mailbags are doing wonderfully, which is great. And James and Flav community page. This is a word of warning as much as anything. We've also got Slug merch, which you can go and buy if you would like to, if you so wish. We've got the price down as much as we can. It literally is as cheap as we can get it. So if you do fancy getting something, then do. If you don't, honestly, don't worry about it. But Louis, I'm slightly worried about Louis. Because, look, I think in terms of the bucket list of the podcast, we want a wedding, but something that we don't want is a divorce. And I'm worried about Louis because he's an absolute hero. Go check him out on Twitter. He does the James and Flav community page with some very funny stuff. And he's actually been fighting your corner, saying that he would like the curtains to return from last week. And
well, getting a haircut.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Exciting. Anyway, he said this. Just checking in. Bad day. Was meant to be the day my slug mug, my sug, if you will, was delivered. Royal Mail said they tried to deliver, but nobody was home. I was at home. Obviously. It's a pandemic. Where else would I be? Nowhere else is fucking open. I haven't heard such anger from poor Louis. Anyway, I've organised to have it redelivered tomorrow. Going to stand and wait outside my house until the mug is in my hands. Oh, I'll get my mug. Today is looking brighter, though, as I now get to eat my Easter egg and rewatch the pod from this morning. Happy days. Edit. He's edited his comment. I got my bloody mug. Absolute limbs. Now, this is the bit I'm concerned about, Flav.
Yep.
Wife is moaning about how does everything in her lives have to be about James and Flav? But then Louis come back straight after that and gone, driest of slugs. So I'm concerned about their relationship, and I think we've got to... We want him to be happy, and happy wife, happy life. Just be careful with this, mate. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You've got to keep her happy.
Pay her some attention. Do you know what I mean? Fucking thing. Oh, doesn't matter. Pay her some attention. Don't say James's name when you're making love.
Yeah. Maybe you need like a code, some sort of code name, so that you can get it out of your system if needs be, but that she doesn't. She's unaware. Who knows? But just be careful, okay? I don't want to divorce on my watch. Right?
Sometimes though, James, divorces make for better futures.
True,
isn't it?
And I'll be honest, I think she's just pissed off about the KFC proposal. I think she's still holding on to that.
I mean, if I'm not sure you deserve her. That's a good question.
No, he's joking. Mark Yates, this is glorious. Dear James and Flav, he sent me a message on Patreon. I started listening to the pod about a fortnight ago, having listened to the Not a Derby pod and then the Calm Takes pod. After hearing Jay's inspirational story, I had to invest in Jim and Flav and listen to all of the previous episodes. And I'm happy to say I'm now a very moist slug. Having caught back up to my start point, I thought this was the appropriate time to join you on Patreon. So cheers. Mark Yates, you are a king amongst men because you've battled back against the in-joke. You said, no, I will know and learn all of it. It's like learning a new language, and he's gone back to the start and he's done it. So Mark Yates, well done you. Great work.
We salute you. Thank you for your money.
Yeah,
that's not the point.
That's not the point. But yeah. Right. We have had a little bit of football chat, and I've got to say, actually, some people were... Actually, we'll do derby games in a second, because I want to do quotes of the pod and comment on the pod. Quotes of the pod. If you missed last week's podcast, go check it out. Robin Mack, 26 likes on this. Make sure you like the quotes that you like and the comments that you like, because it makes my life a lot easier. Robin Mack, quote the pod. You can be a moist slug in hell. You can't be a moist slug in hell. You'll dry up. Football podcast. Max Morris, quote of the pod. A lot of football chat today. Bloody hell. Thank God that's over. That's you, Flav. And nice curtains, my guy. Jim fights back.
Oh, yeah.
Was that mean last week? Was that cutting? Are you upset?
Me? What about my curtains? No, because whatever I do with my hair, it looks like shit. So
I think it looks good like this. I could see it working sort of longish.
I'm receding. I can't do this, man. I need a haircut, James. I just want a haircut.
I'm excited.
I went there the other day. There's no booking system. You can't have an appointment. You got to stand and wait with the rest of the plebs. And I just wasn't willing to do it. I drove there. I looked at it and I drove away.
Really?
I just went. I was like, I'm not waiting. Because this social distancing, they only have like 3 people cutting in there. There's a queue of about 20 people. It is the best barbers in town. I will give them that.
Yeah,
they're a great service. If you're in Devizes, go and check out Mikey's barber. But I wasn't willing to do it just for a haircut. So, I want to walk in, sit down, get my haircut, have a chat, get out. I don't want to wait in line. So I drove off in a huff.
Fair play.
Still, my hair is shit.
No, a couple of Morgan Heath, another quote of the pod. Stokes' problem was they brought some sexy lingerie. Brackets Mark Hughes. Adam Lewis, quote of the pod. I think it's got the most likes. He's sitting there, it's 2:30 on a Saturday night, chained up to the eyeballs, thinking, you know what, I just need to stop and comment. Those are good balls. Football podcast. I don't know what that is.
It's chinged up to the eyeballs. You're talking about Pornhub comments.
Oh, yeah, God, the little roads we go down is bizarre. Okay, comments of the week. So, do you remember last week, Flav? You were asking, it all got a bit religious. You were asking, I read out a comment, and so that same person made the exact same comment this week, talking about scriptures and stuff like that, which is fine, but just probably not the right space.
Oh, what, the bloke? The bloke's back?
Yeah, but you were asking, no, he's not back. You were asking about Jesus, and he probably wasn't white and blonde and blue-eyed.
No, yeah.
And you wanted a bit more info on that. Well...
What? Yeah, why? Yeah, go on.
Well, what's exciting here is we have our own chaplain. Is that how you say it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Wait, for real?
Yeah. So Tom McDonald.
Coming in, Tom.
Hello, Tom.
Tell me.
Mr. McDonald. Hey, lads. I have a degree in biblical theology and I'm a church leader. I can confirm there is no description of Jesus in the Bible, but he most definitely will not have had blue eyes and blonde hair. He was a carpenter, though, so his living room most probably will have included some bespoke furniture. Okay. I'll need to do some more research into whether or not Jesus was a moist slug. Leave it with me. P.S. If the pod is ever in need of an online chaplain, then give me a shout. Up the Bessies.
Don't talk to me about the Bessies. Don't talk to me about them.
Well, we'll be getting into that soon.
We'll get there later. That is fucking fantastic, Tom. Excuse me for my swearing. I shouldn't swear in front of a man of the cloth. But there is absolutely tons of I would like to ask you, Tom. And if James doesn't want to bring you on, I'd like to interview you for a podcast I produce called No Holds Barred.
I think that would be great. I think that would fit and work very well. I mean, I'm happy to get him on the podcast if we've got some questions that we need to ask him.
Let's ask him Jesus questions. Let's do a segment next week. If you get on Discord, we'll do a 5-minute Q&A about Jesus. Okay. I would like that.
That's fine. So, Tom, if let us know if you're up for that, and we can do that. What I'm also really excited about is, we are cultivating a community here, and what's exciting for me is that we've got our accountant. We've got a few accountants, Catherine and a few of the other guys, bizarrely. But we've now got a chaplain. We've got the groundsman guy, forgotten his name. But if it all went a bit wrong, we had to start a new life and community and get some land and make it work for us, we've got a lot of the bases covered. And I'm excited about what we're building here.
Accountant, church leader. What else have we got, Jim? Accountant, church leader.
We've got a groundsman.
A groundsman, what will he'll just sort of...
Just keep an eye on the ground, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Just do the grass and that.
Yeah.
So that's 3 things.
Yeah.
What else have we got? Tell us your professions in the comments below.
I think we've got a tree surgeon. We had a tree surgeon on the mailbag the other day.
Yeah. What else we got? What would we do, Jim?
We need a chef. I think it's pretty simple.
Saturday night entertainment.
We do a podcast every Saturday night, but we'd also we just get 2 thrones and we just sit next to each other and people would bring us stuff.
I'm rocking.
Yeah.
And I can be made love to any time is this a cult? There's always sex in a cult, Jim.
Yeah.
If we're the leaders. We have to be getting the most sex out of everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Have I got to sit next to you whilst this is happening? Are we still on the thrones here, or have you got private quarters to go? I don't want to. I know he's sat here just going.
No. There's no Jim. You can't be shy about these things, mate. We have to be having sex in the open, in front of people, so they know what's going down. So they know this is a cult. We're a part of this cult, and at some point, Flav's going to be in me.
Oh my God! What, you're shagging all the slugs? What's going on here?
I don't have to. It's the
way. Yeah, I can't love that. You're just like, I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to do this. I don't make the rules. You do. You're the sort of the main men of this place.
I've made my bed. Now I'm on it.
Yeah.
Right, you.
Flav goes. Yeah. Do you want a latte? Yeah, I'd love a latte. Oat milk would be great. Thank you. Oh, this is tiring. What time are we having lunch? I don't want that life. Nah, this has got out of hand really quickly. This has got out of hand way too quickly.
Jim, just for a bit. like a week. Give it a go, Jim.
Live a little. Live a little.
Just live, Jim.
No, I feel like someone's being exploited within this. I don't feel like this doesn't. I'd need. There'd have to be some sort of checks so that you truly know that everyone's happy with and on board with this.
yeah, of course.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That isn't that such a Jaffin thing that there'll be some as ridiculous and disgusting as that, but along the way in the queue there would be, are you all right? Are you absolutely sure you want to do it? No, I'm fine. I'm happy to shag the boys. No, are you sure you want to shag? No, we just want to make sure because we don't want anyone to do anything they don't want to do. What is this? Ridiculous.
Yeah.
What is?
I want to shag the boys.
No, I'm happy to shag the boys. No, he's got the guys got their mugs. They got the shirt and a mug and a cushion. No, I'm happy to shag the boys. Are you sure you want to shag the boys?
Are you sure? You don't have to do it. They're not going to send you away.
It's like a little conveyor belt of like, are you sure? Shag, therapy. The other side. Very, very strange. It'd be Rob Turner with the clipboard, wouldn't it? You sure you want to do this?
It's just counting the thrusts. 1, 2. Right, that's enough. Go.
Okay. Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thanks you. Hey, thanks for your support. So weird. How did right? But yeah, we've got an online chaplain.
Oh shit! That followed it. Oh
yeah.
Fuck.
So I mean, look, he's. Tom can understand
it.
He gets it.
That's
why he's here. Comments of the week. We carry on. Connor Lewin. You're like the Gallaghers. James is Noel taking creative control and constantly trying to keep Flav, who's Liam, in line. At some point, Flav will probably fake a sore throat and pull a sickie, whilst James is trying to keep the magic going. Flav turns up in the live chat to laugh and heckle from the crowd. Are you happy with that?
Yeah. Definitely.
I think you're probably right.
We'll never fall out.
Absolutely. And final comment. Actually, we've got a few more. This is good. Brian O'Meara, Eddie Howe. This is the top comment of the week. We were talking about Eddie Howe last week. Is he waiting for the Crystal Palace job? Turns out, according to our sources, he might actually be holding out for the Aunt Bessie's job. Brian O'Meara suggests that might be the case. Eddie Howe is a smart man. He's holding out for the vacancy at Aunt Bessie's YBFC. And then I like the comments below, which come from a far more optimistic time in our journey with Aunt Bessie's. AK, the producer, says, hopefully there never will be one. Hashtag Whitby in. Of course, Whitby was on the podcast, The Gaffer, last week. Sam and that, I find your lack of faith disturbing, Ben Spencer Walker, and turn them into Internazionale. No thanks. Hang on. And Sol Harris Woodfin, no. None of that talk towards our gaffer. Go on you. Get out. Banned from the pod for at least a week. No banana sandwiches for you. Wow. How many in-jokes are you getting sentenced?
There is a lot of in-jokes with Sol. You can't ban someone. Like if we carrying on this whole cult thing, there are divisions of power. And really, the only people that can ban someone from the podcast is me and James.
Yeah, and in a true dictatorship, you got to squash that pretty quickly, Flav. So,
Sol's banned.
Yeah,
Sol, you're banned.
Yeah,
you're banned from the pod. Sorry, mate.
Box. No sex for you this week.
Oh no.
Yeah, won't be shagging you this week, Sol. But this was from a.
See what you've done.
See what you've done. Bizarre. Ronan, I like this. Good comment. He said, Internazionale are the kind of guys. Get in the comments. Internazionale are the kind of guys. So they, of course, are the villain of the Aunt Bessie's run-in. Looking good at the moment. And I just thought this was good as well. How bad's this, mate? Because there's all these different teams in the Aunt Bessie's league, which are great. And then Internazionale, just busy at the top. With such a boring name.
Are they spotted correctly, or is there some sort of pun going on in there that we're missing? No,
I don't know. It really is as dry as that. But Jack Ungera said, speaking of tryhards, I played in a social basketball league once, and one of the teams were called 95-96 Bulls.
Was that when they were good?
It's like the best ever team of all time. It's
Wankers.
like going.
Wankers.
It's like going Brazil 1970. It's like calling yourself Brazil 1970.
Wankers. Absolute fucking wankers.
Yeah. Shame on them. Let's reveal last week big game against FC Romania. Flav, I think you've seen the result. A controversial affair, according to Mr. Whitby.
It's controversial. It's controversial. It's controversial. You lost. That's controversial.
Yeah.
We win. We win every game.
Half time, 2-0 down to FC Romania. And it went from bad to worse. Billy apparently was fouled in the penalty area, but nothing was given. Romania countered and scored a tap-in. Poor refereeing. I don't know what that is. Hang on. It finished 3-1. The Bessies come up short in a highly controversial game. Not what we want to see. Tom Whitby came out shortly after the game I don't follow him. Hang on. To say that on me this one tonight, got it wrong. The fans deserve better. On to the next. Flav, what do you think?
Give them a bit of doubt. It's too early to turn on them. I'm not going to do that. Mm-hmm. But I don't. This was a game I thought we were going to win. I thought, we had these guys beat.
Yeah. And
they didn't turn up. And, Whitby is right. It is on him. So fix it next week. Yeah. Otherwise, at some point, someone's got to be asking questions. Is he the man for the job?
Sadly,
is he?
Yeah, I mean, I think...
How many losses in a row can Whitby sustain before the talk has to begin?
Well, look, they've played FC Romania, a mid-table side, and they've got to be winning those games if they want to, at the very least, finish second. I think Internazionale, it's going to be difficult for us to get them now. And actually, by the way, Flav, I've got to send you this because they've sent me a strip, and there's a lovely one here for you. So we don't want to lose faith with them just yet.
Yeah, that's a really nice thought. But if you don't finish second, I'm going to burn it.
Yeah. Live on the podcast.
I'll burn it live on the podcast if Aunt Bessie's don't finish second.
Fine. No, I think that's fair.
It's fair, isn't it?
Yeah.
I will burn the shirt that you've very lovely packaged and it's nice. It came in a little box with little sort of tissue paper and straw. It's really lovely. Quality of the shirt as well, James was saying, was fantastic. And do you know what? I love the effort you're putting into this. It's brilliant, boys. But if you don't finish second, I'm going to burn the fucking shirt on the pod.
I think that feels completely reasonable, sensible, and fair.
Yeah.
We look at the table here. They've dropped down to fifth. Chicken Tikka Mo Salah pops up above them, and murder on Zidane's floor. I think. Look, they've got Hunglish this week, who are below FC Romania. There is truly no excuse for not getting a victory in this one, really. And I wonder if the pressure is starting to tell on them a little bit, and we will find out this week. It's honestly huge. And you know who needs to be able to sort of take in that pressure and relay and get rid of it, and then relay just positivity to the lads? It's Whitby himself. It's the gaffer.
It's got to be. It's on him. It's all down to him. I'd give the. You know what? I'm not going to say it yet. I'm not going to say it yet. But there's a certain member of that squad that's underappreciated.
I don't think Tim's getting enough minutes. 66.
Who's Tim?
66.
66 is his name. We don't call him Tim. It's affectionately known as 66.
Okay.
He's not getting enough minutes. He should at least be assistant manager.
Yeah. And are we utilising him both on and off the pitch enough? I'd like to see more.
He's a genius. The guy's a genius.
The guy is a genius.
Yeah.
I think there was a lovely GIF with our boy 66. Let me just find it. There it is. There it is. Look at that.
There.
That's what I want to see this week.
There.
That's what I want to see. I want to see a victory with that GIF in a tweet that the entire community can retweet. Say, shut your mouth, Internazionale. Up yours. We're coming for you.
I could watch that GIF all day.
It is delightful. I might just zoom in on that just a little bit if I can.
Bit more.
That's all right. That is fucking love you, Tim. That is it. It's just like, shut up. We've come here to do business.
Bit more.
Once more.
Bit more.
Let's see what we can do. Let's really zoom in. Look at that.
Bit more.
Okay. Happy to do that. I think that's as far as it will go.
Sure, try.
Yeah, it's getting smaller now.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, we're good.
Out the Bessies.
Out the Bessies. Come on, boys. Get over it, boys. Come on.
One game.
Get over it.
One game, it doesn't make a season.
Next game next week. Chin up.
We go again.
What other cliches? Go again.
One game at a time.
One game at a time, boys.
Got to be beating the Hunglish, though. Got to be beating the Hunglish.
Yeah.
Has to be happening.
Mate, and if you can't beat them, snap them.
Yeah. Leave one on them, for sure.
Leave one on them. Blood on the pitch.
Indeed. Okay. It is now time for... I can't do it. Derby games. Sponsored by Ben Spanton Walker, of course. We're in partnership. It's not sponsored. We're not getting any money from Ben. Just to be clear, we're not getting any money from Ben. Not even sure if he's a moisty. Not even sure if he's a moisty.
He's not a moisty. He's got a section dedicated to it.
I know, it's outrageous.
Unbelievable.
But, yeah. It's a joke, Ben. You think he'd have the money from all those EastEnders royalties.
Not a joke.
Anyway, lots of games this week. Lots and lots of games.
There it is again.
There it is. Flav just spotted the this week's derby games. Are you a little bit sad about the fact there's no Europa League football for you this week?
Well, I'd rather be in it. Yeah. Am I sad? Do you know what, Jim? Honestly, I'm counting down the games that we have to play to the end of the season. So, of course, I'd rather be in the Europa League than not be in it. But I can look at it positively and saying it's not another game I have to produce 3 podcasts around.
Wow. I mean, fair enough. It does.
Are you not getting? Everyone gets to this point in the season where you just think, oh, it's like a month too long. And the other thing, Jim, is this. Do you remember? And I think a lot of people are feeling football fatigue at the moment. They've condensed it this season, so it feels more intense because it has been more intense. They've played more games in a less amount of time for good reason. And it's just you're just like, oh, fuck. And especially because things like are not going well. You don't go into any game thinking, as Spurs at the moment, thinking this is going to be great. We might win, but it won't be great. That said, we are going to fucking slap Everton about on Friday night.
Exciting. So here are the games themselves, and we asked you for, which you delivered. Well done. Friday, Everton versus Spurs. Oh, it's a big game. Newcastle versus West Ham, Wolves, Sheffield United, Arsenal, Fulham, Man United, Burnley, and Leeds versus United. And we are now going to get to that talking point, which I'm quite excited to hear what you think about this. So Ben Spencer Walker will kick us off because, of course, we are in partnership with him. Legally binding. Everton versus Spurs is we always look like we are getting somewhere before inevitably being disappointed, but as we desperately cling on to Flav's notion of paying in and share a city with a bunch of past-dwelling Reds. Derby. Spurs have got to my head now. How much have you paid in now? How much? Quite a lot, innit?
No.
League Cup, innit? League Cup. Come on.
No. Spurs are not paying in, really. We paid in a long time ago, but we're fucking quite lucky, actually. Got lots of money coming to the club, which inevitably gives you a better opportunity going forward. Fucking Bolton fans are paying in. That's paying in. That said, it does feel like we deserve a cup. I think we deserve one.
Bolton play, honestly, this is completely genuine, but Bolton play better football than you. They play really good football.
Do they? But if you're playing semi-pro, it's easier to play.
It's not semi-pro,
better football.
Is it?
What?
It's not semi-pro, is it?
Well, it's not pro football, is it?
Do you know, I was watching Premier League Years the other day. Basically every lunchtime I go downstairs and I've got the sports channels for Sky.
You fucking love football.
No, but mate, there's nothing.
Get enough of it.
There's nothing else on though. Like at lunchtime, you go through those and it's Sky Sports News, or like they're quite clever. It's either Premier League Years or what else is it? Football's Greatest or Soccer Box, which is good. And the Premier League, it was the year that the Aguero season, and the year that QPR stayed up by the skin of their teeth because Bolton didn't beat Stoke. And there's a goal from John Walters in that, which is, if there was VAR, there's no way that goal gets given. No way. And they would have stayed up and it all would have been very, very different for them. Just thought it might be worth highlighting that. But instead,
there they are.
They've had tough times.
Like I've just said, Bolton, Football League 2. There you go.
They're in Football League 2, yeah.
Amateur, semi-pro. They're all semi-pro, aren't they? Semi-pro.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Whole teams just go from one team to another team because they're just given 7-day notice. We're off. I'm going to Forest Green.
Yeah.
Everton.
Bolton players drive themselves to the game.
Yeah, they wash their own kit.
Right, so jokes aside, take that. You do mind?
Who's doing it this week? Silence in the change room. Who's doing it? No, come on. I've done it for 3 weeks now. Someone else is taking it. Massive bag as they leave.
Yeah, everyone chuck their kits in the middle.
Yeah.
Bolton are third in the league. Jeez.
Yeah, mate, flying.
Because whenever they're on a relegation dogfight, but yeah, Southend look like they're going down. Always. Who do you think about when you think of Southend United, Jim? Who do you think about?
Good old Callum.
Good old Callum Randall. Loved Southend. He's paying in.
He was part of like we worked with this guy called Callum who was sort of in the his own little Southend firm, wasn't he?
I don't think they were just lads that went to football
but
and dressed a little bit like they were firm. I don't think
gently casual, weren't they? Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
Get a man a chair. I tell you, there's one for the comments. Is there anything that you do at the football where you're sort of dialing up the bloke? You're just sort of dialing it up just a little bit. I think. Well, do you know what I do? Just off the top of my head is, when people that you don't really know that well, but you're sat in your seat and you're waiting for them to come. And anyway, so people have got to get past you to get to their seat. In terms of dialing up the bloke. What I'll do sometimes is, as they pass, I'll go, first I go, hello fella. I'll say hello fella. And then as they walk past, I'll just go, yeah, tap, just like bang on the back. On your way, yeah. Whereas normally, people I don't know, I'll just go, all right.
Right.
Just like, yeah. Football, innit? Just here, aren't we? Just about to watch the game.
Winds me up.
Oh, that's the thing, innit? Saturday, 3 p.m. I don't think I can be anywhere else. I love the club. I
love the club, love the game. No, I like when they walk past. If it's an old boy, because you still get the old boys at the football. They've been going all their life, all their life. As a treat, just a little tickle of the balls as they walk past.
Yeah, lovely.
It's a little like that. Yeah. All right, mate. Yeah, come here. Hey. Yeah, go on. See you later, Albert.
Haven't seen you in ages, fella. Haven't seen you in ages. Enjoy the game. Oh, but for a pie, it's a bit savoury. Tickle his balls.
I'm still here, Jim.
Okay, his camera's gone. So what do you do to dial up the bloke? Let us know in the comments. Everton versus Spurs, get a man a chair. Everton versus Spurs is the we're not very good compared to the start of the season derby. Correct. Big Mad Andy. Wolves versus Sheffield United is the Marvel derby as Wolverine takes on a horde of tragic baddies with swords. Eventually ending in a predictable victory for Wolverine. Great work.
Do you remember when Hull City used to sing "You're getting mauled by the Tigers" and they all did this? Mauled by the Tigers. Terrible.
That
really,
is terrible,
really bad. Tell us the worst football songs as well.
That's another thing football fans have to go
worst
through.
Football chants. Do you know of anyone that's "You're getting mauled by the Tigers"? Mauled, and the whole stand. I remember watching they scored against Arsenal, and all the crowd were doing this.
Oh no,
mate! Go and look on YouTube. It's there. It's all there.
That's another one for the comments as well. What are things that your club's done? And you've gone, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Please don't do that. Like flags generally. Like if it was a playoff semi-final, I think they bought everyone flags. It's like, don't do that. That's what we say to Fulham fans. Don't do that. Don't give us flags. Don't need them.
I've just sent you a link. Can you bring that up?
Sure. And then I've got to talk to you about this.
Okay.
I've got something. This is. I was telling people about the on Patreon. Am I going to get done for?
It's just some blokes. Just some film. Some blokes film.
On YouTube.
It's just a bloke though. It's just a bloke with a camera in his camera.
All right, is this Mauled? This is called Mauled by the Tigers.
Mauled by the Tigers.
Do you know what I love? Sometimes you wonder, can you believe in human beings? But then you scroll down and you see 886 dislikes, 364 likes.
Yeah.
Thank God. Oh God.
Read the comment. The first comment.
Every single person who was involved in this should be banned from attending football matches immediately. Dear. It's okay, Tiger. You can maul him later. It really is one of the most embarrassing football chants I've ever seen. And sterilised. Christ. Let's have a look.
Go on.
Oh dear me!
All
Check
fun
that out.
games,
What a
isn't
great
it?
video that is. Yeah, let me show you something. This is great. I know we're going all over the place.
What game
today,
was
but
you
this-
most surprised by?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Oh
to
God!
The James Lawrence
Ugh.
channel. There's all-
Shut up!
Hello, everybody.
Shut up! What a knobbin! Right, I'm so excited to say about this. So I teased this in the mailbag. So I got a message this week from
Hold
someone.
on a minute.
Well,
Are they seeing your WhatsApp?
no, not yet.
Oh, send to yourself. And I said,
Do you know what taught me this? This is the best thing I ever created.
I don't know how you do that. I
Sam
would do that. How
Peoples
do you-
taught me this. So if you want to be able to send yourself stuff, create a
Save your
group with
own-
someone
Yeah.
and then delete them out of it. And then it's just your group and you can send yourself stuff. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I end up just using this. Yeah, it's really useful because I end up just putting stuff in Ollie's. So you can ordinary, so they display later. Go on then.
Yeah. So this is amazing. So don't read it, Flav. Don't read it just yet.
Okay, all right.
So hopefully you guys can see this. It's so good. So Sam Thomas, he's just had an absolute stinker. Actually, wait. So what Sam Thomas has sent me a message, and obviously we know the deal with seagulls in trees, right? And poor Sam's got really excited and sent me this. Sam Thomas, Jim, I was in my garden trying to find a football to take to college when I saw something magical. I found a pigeon in a tree.
A pigeon?
I was absolutely elated until I realised I had to call my dad and get him to take the photo of me holding a spoon next to a pigeon in a tree. But I didn't choose the slug life, mate. The slug life chose me.
Oh,
He's then got his dad to take a picture of him, and they circled it. Oh my God, I can't believe it. There's a pigeon in the tree. I can confirm it is a pigeon as it flew onto my garden fence.
Is he? Just to be clear, to clear this up if people are confused, we know pigeons go in trees.
Poor Sam. Where can I find it now? Right, this is so good. Right, I went, seagull, mate. Seagulls aren't in trees. And he
What
went,
did he say?
I've had an absolute nightmare there, haven't I? And
Yes,
then
Sam.
do you know what then he said? Do you know what I love about
In
him?
a tree.
I love Sam though. He's gone next round. Brilliant. 3 words and a question mark. 1 week ban? I said, watch this week first as you'll be on it.
Oh, so... Well, I mean, I don't understand, because look at his picture, what he's got to be 15, 16? So
College, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So he looked at that and gone, oh my God.
He's panicked. He's going, oh, we're in here.
Oh my God, there's a fucking pigeon in a tree.
This is not a drill. This is not a drill.
Dad! Get a camera!
Yeah.
Get a spoon! Quick!
His dad's like, what?
Take the picture of the pigeon. I can't explain right now. I just need the picture of the pigeon and the spoon.
Yeah. We don't have time. Just get the camera. He's had an absolute stinker. Poor lad. Poor Sammy boy.
Poor Sam. It's all right though, mate. Thanks for the support. Thanks for that. That's made my day.
Whilst we're on this thing, I tweeted something this morning, and it's honestly the best thing I've ever seen. And it's a picture of this. I don't know if you've seen this, Flav, quickly enough. But I was scrolling through the comments, and I got to the bottom, and it was the last comment, and it's this. Here we go. Oh, hang on. So can you see this, Flav? Let me just make sure everyone can see it. It said, so I was going through the comments. Khan would love more football chat. He only cost 5 mil. He's better than Ozil. 19 replies, Flav. 19.
I don't get what's going on.
Right. So this guy's there's lots of comments. Blah blah blah. Khan said, "I'd love to see more football chat." on this football podcast that we do each week. 19 replies.
Right.
Less of that, 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 less of that. Said no one ever. Less of that. Since no one else has said it, less of that, less of that, less of that, please. Out. Ban him. Less of that, please. What sort of podcast do you think this is? How good's that?
That is fantastic.
Not a reaction. I was hoping for a better reaction. I thought you'd like that.
No.
It's fine. Back to the derby games, FPL Darbs. Here is the question. We'll do a couple of things, actually. We get on to Leeds-Liverpool, which is the game on Monday. Leeds-Liverpool is, first of all, it's been a while since Tony Yeboah volley was mentioned. I guarantee you, as a link into a break in the Sky Sports footage, they will go, there's been some fantastic goals in this game fixture over the years, and will show the Tony Yeboah volley. Yeah. When it happens, let me know.
Bit of pop quiz for you. Who was the other forward at the time that he played up front with?
Was it Brian Dean?
No. Ooh. Yeah, Tony Yeboah.
Noel Whelan?
No, he was...
Great kit that was. That was a really good Leeds kit.
Yeah,
it was also a turtleneck.
He was an import. Begins with letter M.
For Leeds, sorry.
Yeah.
Good question.
And I thought he was better than Yeboah.
I can't get it.
M-A-S. Phil.
Masinga?
Philip
Masinga. Was he South African?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a great kit. I'm just looking at the Leeds kit now. That was a banging kit.
Such a good kit.
Yeah.
Leeds-Liverpool. So here it is, right? First of all, Matt Harrison said Leeds versus Liverpool, the untouchable manager derby. So my first question to you, Flav, is how many games would Bielsa or Klopp have to lose to get the sack?
He's dead, by the way, Philip Masinga.
Oh, that's...
49.
Well, let's we dedicate this week's podcast to Phil Masinga.
This is just why you went,
It's a bad week for Phil, isn't it? I mean, do you want to? It feels trivial now. Asking you how many games has Bielsa? How many Bielsa? I think more than anyone else, Bielsa's got to lose more games than anyone.
Yeah, yes, it's a good one because both those managers are completely adored by their respective fans, and one of the few clubs that probably would give both the managers more time than they should. But it's also quite refreshing, isn't it?
It's at least 10, isn't it? I think it's at least 10.
10
get a man a chair. This is the thing. I thought it would be interesting to know your thoughts on. He's calling it the managers with a God complex derby. So the first question is specifically to Klopp and to and Bielsa. Do you think that either of those have a God complex? And then broadly speaking, Premier League managers, and if there are any managers that you think specifically that stand out for you, do you think Premier League managers either have to have or do have a bit of a God complex?
They have to be psychopaths to a certain degree, for sure. What is a God complex? What's a God complex?
That's a great question. I think
it's like, does it mean like you feel like you put yourself above everybody? Is that what it is?
Yeah, God complex meaning. Here we go. A God complex is an unshakable belief characterised by consistently inflated feelings of personal ability, privilege, or infallibility.
I think all of them. I think Mourinho probably has a God complex for sure. You have to a certain degree. The pressure of doing the job that they do. Like, it's hard enough in our working lives where your work is put up and seen by everyone to be critical of, but they're playing out, and people are emotionally invested. And they have to be completely sure, unshakably so, in what they're doing. Because the minute they're not, you see them resign from a job. And none of the big managers resign. You never see a top manager resign from any football club. Like, the biggest high-profile one I can think of is Chris Wilder. And I hadn't heard of him 12 months ago. Do you know what I mean? So, the idea of Jose Mourinho leaving a job because he thinks I'm no good is inconceivable. It wouldn't be Jose Mourinho without that in him. So that's why he'll be sacked before he can be. And I'd say the same for both of those as well.
Yeah, because I think there's a fine line with this. This is why I thought it was interesting, because there is an element of it that you have to come in and have that because you are the lightning rod. And Mourinho, would you get him? That's what you're paying for, isn't it? You're kind of paying for the God complex a little bit. But looking at this definition here, a person with a God complex may refuse to admit possibility of their error or failure, even in the face of irrefutable evidence. And that's part of it as well, is that you kind of, managers generally have to come in with a set of values and either sort of double down and stick with them or know when to change them a little bit to to find solutions. Right?
Well, if you to go back to Jose Mourinho, it's just obvious an example of it is when they questioned him last week why he couldn't hold on to Leeds. He said, "Why you used to be able to? Why can't your teams do it?" Same manager, different players. He won't. He doesn't admit and take any responsibility for it. I did this incorrectly. I don't think the same. I don't know about Bielsa. You can't even. You're hearing everything he says in translated English, so you don't know about that. But with I don't think Klopp does actually. I think Klopp's happy to take some criticism, but the best managers don't. They protect their teams. They protect their ideas because they want to build an unshakable faith in what's happening in the football club, and you can't do that if you're not God.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a problem.
It's interesting. Person is also highly dogmatic in their views, meaning the person speaks of their personal opinions as though they were unquestionably correct. Does sound a bit like Mourinho, doesn't it? Someone with a God complex may exhibit no regard for the conventions and demands of society and may request special consideration or privileges. People in the chat, a few people saying Pep's got a God complex.
Yeah.
I think Bielsa, it's not outwardly arrogant with Bielsa. It's kind of, it's inwardly, there's an inward sort of cult feeling around it a little bit, that he kind of, this is how it works and we're not moving away from it. But I guess that's how he kind of gets him buy-in, right?
Do you reckon he...
Oh, God.
Do you reckon he has got on all the players? Like,
what do you mean?
The manager going, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This is a really interesting talking point, Flav. Come on.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were done with that.
No, I just think it's. I think that's maybe a video in itself. Might dive into that.
I can't. You can't be able to create that sort of cult setting because he does strange things and he's unconventional. He talked about building sleeping facilities or bedrooms for the players. He lives pretty much on. In the training ground, he has his own place where he sleeps. I know most people do, but he specifically spends and is completely obsessed with what he's doing. He would like the players to sleep at the training ground as well.
I bet he would, eh? Am I right?
I think he had them built. He had some sort of digs built when he moved to Leeds. I remember reading that, but it might have been another football club. And also, if owners cross him, he leaves. He has no. If it isn't his way. And that's why he's, and the players don't get it or are unreceptive to what he's saying. He just goes, doesn't he?
It's interesting. It's like because there's a line between like integrity and narcissism, isn't there? Because that's again the final thing it's talking about here is that a God complex is the recognized diagnostic name for the behaviors associated with the God complex is narcissistic personality disorder. A God complex may also be associated with mania or superiority complex. Again, Bielsa, I don't totally see that. But even someone like Allardyce, it's just, there's different, what's necessary to be a good manager? Like, do you need that stuff to become that person? Like, can you...
Yeah, they all understand football, don't they? They all understand football, but is it how well can you how well can you motivate the players? How you got to be a leader in the most extreme to be a manager, don't you? You have to get the influence of players that, for the large part, and in most cases, were better than you. Arsene Wenger was an average footballer, but an incredible coach. So you need to have something about you, and that's got to be a self-assuredness to get the best out of players that you're not fit to lace their boots. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just gonna get a quick drink.
Yeah, go for it. I think it's fascinating, that, isn't it? Because there's such a line between being... I'm just thinking about how managers are right now. And if you think even... I think there's almost sometimes a bit of posturing around people that... I think they kind of want the God complex. They want to be that guy, but they also want to kind of show this like man management and humility. Like Arteta, very quick often, and goes, "It's my fault. It's my fault. It's on me. It's on me. It's on me." You got like more pure God complex managers like Mourinho, and Pep's kind of a bit more like Arteta. I think Allardyce is more like Mourinho. Then you got like these sort of modern Scotty Parker sorts as well. It's interesting. Like I think a lot of there's like, I think Bielsa almost has this like true leadership that he, so much so that he doesn't need to posture as much as the likes of Arteta and say a Scotty Parker, who's kind of trying, he's sort of pushing, not down your throats a little bit, but he's trying to kind of go, no, I am a leader. Whereas Bielsa kind of just, he's gotten past that, hasn't he, at this stage?
I think it's through, he just demands. And if you don't do it, you go. He doesn't have to convince anyone.
But it maybe, you wonder if like a young Bielsa can get, that's the problem that Arteta and Parker have, is that when you're younger, you know, you don't have that credit in the bank. And so you have to bring people along with you. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, you got to go in 10 minutes. So,
it's all right. It's all right. Yeah.
You sure? All right, we'll try and be as quick as we can, just because finally, so run through school nicknames. We've got a few. It's heating up. I quite like it. I'll just run through these and let us know yours for next week's, if you've got a good nickname. AK the producer, who is not our producer, just to be clear. Just checking in. My nickname at school was AK. Then it became Akorid after a teacher said my full name wrong. At lunch, once every few days, 20 boys in my year would shout Akorid in a terrible Nigerian accent out of nowhere for no reason whatsoever. Eventually, I got given an imaginary sister called Akaratarina too. I still don't know why. I still hate it. I'm very glad I moved school. So that's good. This one's good. Connor Judge, my school nickname is Fudge. This was bestowed on me during Year 5 school trip to the Isle of Wight. We all brought sweets and snacks to the trip. During one evening, things got a bit heated and things started to be thrown around the room. This is where I was struck with a piece of fudge right between the eyes. It was thrown with so much force that it stayed on my forehead. After which I proceeded to vomit. Either from the impact or too many sweets. Ever since then, my name, Fudge, has stuck, ironically. And obviously, my second name is Judge, which is quite fitting. Love the pod and up the Bessies.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. This and the final, I'll save this. This is actually, I'll do this one. Final one. Conor Llewellyn. This is great. A sweltering Year 7 school day. A young man named Morgan, whom at this point I had never met, was running as fast as he possibly could at an outdoor treadmill. All had foreseen the dramatic fall that was about to ensue. All but one. Being the fat lad that I was, I chose to lounge on the floor near the treadmill in an attempt to lessen the impact of the heat. Everyone had gathered round, waiting for the inevitable "you've been framed" moment, and suddenly a shared gasp spread around the treadmill as Morgan went flying backwards through the air, heights and speeds he never would experience again, as he came down from the heavens. I opened my eyes just in time to see his panicked face, and bosh! He landed on my stomach, and I sufficiently broke his fall. I wondered, Am I a hero? I decided yes. But every hero needs a name. And as I turned to the boy to check he was okay, he pointed at me with his face still in amazement and decreed, "You feel like a bouncy castle." Anytime we saw each other thereafter, he would greet me as Bouncy, and many knew me as Bouncy without ever knowing my real name. Bouncy.
Very good.
Poor Bouncy. Right, Rory trolling, which is now, I'll just show you this, because in the running order, if something becomes a bit, it goes in capital letters and bold and underlined. Rory trolling seems to have now become a bit. Well, I just thought this comment was good. It was interesting. Sam, I said last week, look, be careful. Let's not ruin their Twitch streams. But I've been put in my place, apparently, from Sam J. We will continue to do the Lord's work and inform Rory on what exactly he is. What he is may change from week to week. But the fact is he is something will never change. Last week, he was a little moist sluggy. This week, he is a banana sandwich. That what he will be next week, only the Lord above knows. But this does not affect our work. This does not affect our work. We will march on, unimpeded by our lack of knowledge, and plod steadfast towards more and more of the little awkward live stream moments from this day until our last. The ever-changing, ever-evolving definition of Rory's being is something we will devote our lives to. And for many of us, it is the only thing keeping us going. Best wishes to you and yours. Thanks for that.
James, it's like the cult has been set up, but there are factions, and there are mutterings of mutiny. They're just starting to break free, Jim. The slugs are breaking free of the farm, and they're just doing their own. They're doing what they're interpreting our will in different ways,
squeezing through cracks of the cocoon of this podcast out into the world and other Twitch streams, and doing what they want to. Really,
I saw one on 90 Min as well.
Really. Post-coital analysis, calm down. Last week it was that we had loads. Just wanted to read this out from my boy Luke Bromwich. Hope you're well, Luke. Quick one, Jim. I thought you'd appreciate this story. I mean, this is outrageous. Talking about post-sex talk, my mate had a belter. He got with a girl who upstairs at a party years ago. The girl wore glasses, and afterwards he lay back and said to her, "I love a bird in glasses." She said, "Thank you." To which he replied, "Could you please go and give your mate your glasses?" That's terrible.
That is...
Your mate, he's banned. 2-week ban for that.
That's pretty nice.
Naughty.
I mean, if it's a joke, practical joke, if you meant it.
Yeah, was there a glint and a wink in his eye? If so, then
I'll keep bringing up that'll do, pig. That'll do.
So dangerous. My favourite.
I told my missus the other day.
You're going to the top, right to the very top. We did ask for some romantic gestures, and we've got a few minutes left, and I love these, so get your romantic gestures in, because it highlights that we've got a bloody lovely community here. And whilst you're still watching, actually, hit the like button, because we want to keep this podcast moving on up and reaching more people. The average views are gently going up, which is nice. So if you hit the like button, it gives us more of a chance in terms of being put out to different people. So do get involved. Romantic gestures. I'm going to read a couple here because I bloody love them. First of all, lovely move here that didn't work out, but I appreciate the endeavour. A new girl at uni in first year was speaking. This is real Finn Williams. I knew a girl at uni in first year. Was speaking to her for a bit, then went to her room for a night out one night. Hello. In my bid to impress her, I asked for her Depop. Do you know what that is, Flav?
No.
So Depop is a bit like an Instagram account, I think, where you can put your clothes on it and people can buy it.
What? He asked for a Depop?
Yeah. He went into
Why
her...
did he ask for a number?
I don't know. I think he's trying to be clever. Here we go. He went into her likes and bought her most recently liked item in front of her. So she basically, there's a £12 frilly orange crop top. Lovely. Nice. He's flashing the cash. He's going, what can I do for you? Make you happy. I like it. It's a clever move. I never got the chance to give it to her. She didn't want to.
Really cool.
She didn't want to see me again afterwards, and the top ended up being used as a tea towel in our disgusting uni kitchen. Great effort, though. I just thought it deserved to be read out.
It didn't fly for her. Just that wasn't enough. Is that?
And she probably doesn't know that you bought the top. I'm guessing. I think you did it on the quiet, but was never able to give it to her. What a shame.
That's a shame. But I like that. Do you know what else I like? I like this whole like stories about being wholesome and kind to women, and vice versa. Because that's good.
That's what we're about. That's what we're about. Phil Bogild, and this will end. Our final comment will be from Harry Gibbs Peters, who we asked to go and get the gravy, who didn't reply last week and has now replied. But a couple more romantic gestures. When I was 16, I had an argument at school with my girlfriend. I was desperate to keep her interest, so I wrote a romantic... This is so good, sorry. Just remember what it was. So I wrote a romantic letter full of fumbling sentiment and cloying teenage metaphors, laying my delicate soul bare for her to feast on. I got my dad to drive me to her house so that I could put it through her letterbox and then steal away like a mysterious cool guy. But as soon as I approached the front door, her dog went into a frenzy and alerted the household. In my panic, I shakily stuffed the letter through the door, only for the dog to snatch it out of my hand. I hadn't planned on any level for an actual interaction with her. So when she opened the door to talk to me, I pretended not to hear her and ran/walked. So you can just imagine that, can't you? You ran, you know that like power walk like that?
Yeah.
Ran/walked back to the car. We broke up a week later.
Oh dear.
Phil, that's horrible. Imagine it just sort of kicked you like, okay, this is going to be just smoothly pop that in and get out there. And just kicked off. No, just panic, but silent panic. Silent panic. Because you can't go, you can't say anything. You just got to go, just the eyes will probably open up a bit more. Absolute panic. Wow.
Shit.
Oh, Phil. It's all right, mate. Matt Wilkes, done nothing cringe, but I bought my ex a Christmas present. She broke up with me a week later, and so never got me one. Not relevant, just had to vent. Yeah, fair point. That wound me up. I bought my first ever girlfriend. It was her birthday on the 31st of December, and I bought her like a necklace from Argos. That was year 8.
Elizabeth Duke.
And she broke up with me like 2 weeks later, and I was like, my birthday's in April. I thought, fuck. I was like, I'm not getting anything. This is bad.
Was you actually worried about not getting anything?
When it hit me, I was a bit disappointed. I was just more gutted that I lost my first love, Annabelle.
Was she your first love?
Not first love, but first girlfriend, first proper girlfriend. George Baldwin, just checking in. For our second Valentine's Day, we both decided to make each other something. I went with a video of our best... Oh, this is great. So we've had things going wrong. We've had things you thought were going to work out, not working out. This one went wrong mid-comment. George Baldwin, just checking in. For our second Valentine's Day, we both decided to make each other something. I went with a video of our best pictures and moments together to our favourite song. It actually went down really well. Although I've just been informed that I overhyped it, so maybe not as well as I'd like. I can literally like type in the voice. I was just telling about the picture I got you, how much you loved it. And she's just going, well, no, I mean, it wasn't that good. Do you know what she's doing, though? She's going, well, no, it was great and it was fine. I don't want that getting substituted for real gifts that cost money that I truly want. That's where you are now, George, in your relationship. That mid-comment, you got slammed down.
So read that from the start, because I love that sudden change.
Yeah, there's such a sudden change, isn't there? For our second Valentine's Day together, we both decided to make each other something. I went with a video of our best pictures and moments together to our favourite song. It actually went down really well, didn't it, darling? Well, although I've just been informed that I overhyped it, so maybe not as well as I'd like to at the time.
That's fantastic. I'm going to just imagine. Well, I have just been.
I was just writing a comment, darling. I was just writing a comment of the gift I got you with all the pictures. Well, yeah, I mean it was good, but still would like that bag.
That's fantastic.
So yeah. And we finish off.
Mental stuff. I've bought some mad stuff. Bought her a fridge for Christmas once. Remember that?
As long as they want it. That was great. Yeah, so much hype over the fridge.
She loved it.
She did. Finally, we finish off, and whenever you're watching this, you made it through this week, and I think the important phrase to say to everyone: get the gravy. Get out there, whatever gravy that is. Go and get it.
Go get the gravy. Pour it all over each other.
Yeah. Aunt Bessie's, go get the gravy.
Go get the gravy. All you need to do, the gravy is right there. All you got to do is walk over to it, pick it up,
pour it,
and that's all you got to
do. So, first of all, we were speaking about Harry Gibbs, and he was like, "Yeah, I think we're going to do a date, and I think I might sing her a song." And we both went, "Whoa, take a breath, son. Take a breath."
Don't do that. Do not do that.
First of all, Owen Taylor said this. So this isn't the guy. He said, "Hey lads, just checking in. Great pod as always. This is unbelievable. Before I met my wife, brackets non-virgin slug, I used to pick up girls by playing guitar and singing to them. It worked every time. The trick was I would act nervous and vulnerable and that I wasn't very good. So it made me look like I was sensitive and not showing off. That is
the trick.
Yeah, trick.
The trick.
The trick is.
That
sounds somewhat sinister, doesn't it?
It does sound somewhat sinister, but it's actually not too bad because you're taking the awkward and weirdness out of the situation. And it's almost like a surprise. You've Susan Boulder, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah, you've boiled her.
You know you're good.
Sounds bad, doesn't it?
But you know what people are going to think when they look at you. And you're like, I'm really nervous. Do you want to hear it?
No, I won't.
No, do you know what? This is too weird. I just won't. I won't. I know. Go on. All right.
Yeah. Peace. He's like, no, I can't. He's like plugging in the amp. No, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
No.
Just tuning it.
I
can't. Flips it round. No, I shouldn't.
No, she shouldn't.
And he's actually put it over. He's put it over himself now. No, I'm not going to. And swings it round the back. So it's like a backpack for a second. No, I won't. No, let's just enjoy the night. Are you sure you want me to? I mean, I guess I could. Sha-la-la-la-la-la. The trick. Act nervous and vulnerable. Yes, that is true. Do you know what? I heard something about that. I mean, there's a fine line with this. This could be dangerous. Could get this wrong. But acting vulnerable, apparently that kind of releases oxytocin in other people. And so they feel connected to you. I mean, there's a very fine line with this. But if it does work, you get that so wrong.
Come from being attractive to
being a bit wet. Yeah, we don't want that.
Been a bit of a lettuce.
So we've got some Flames advice. We'll maybe save it for next week because we need to move on. But Harry Gibbs Peters, our boy, who's now got a date. He's finally given us an update. All right, lads. Sorry I didn't update last week. Basically, me and the girl have arranged to go for a drink on the 21st of June, when things
21st of June
start reopening. Is that a concern? That's a long way away. We're going to lose momentum here, Flav. We're going to lose momentum here.
There's a pub garden. The pub gardens are open now.
Yeah. Why was it taking so long? Anyway, so I have got time to prepare. I admit the song idea sounds cheesy, but from what I've read, sometimes girls like that. What magazines are you reading? Bliss magazine, Sugar magazine. It's like 12-year-old. I don't know. You've got it's if you can get it right, I'm excited. Apparently, from what I've read, girls sometimes like that. I'll be honest. I work in insurance and I spend my spare time examining XG and listening to football podcasts. Music is sort of the only cool thing I can do. I've been thinking about how I could make it less awkward and cheesy, and I'm thinking maybe instead of doing it back at mine, where it could get awkward, we could go for the drink at an open mic, and I can perform it there. That way I can perform it without her knowing I'm aiming at her, and it could be less awkward. What do you boys think?
Forget the fucking song. Forget the song. I know you've already written in it, and you can't
forget.
Just this, mate. Just forget the fucking song. There is more to you than you being able to play guitar and serenade. I get that's your trick, your ace trick. But why don't you wham her with that later in a couple of months where you're much more comfortable with each other? Just she likes you already. You don't need to perform and play guitar in front of her. The risk is it's just too much. It's too over. You just don't want to scare her off too soon. If you just wanted to, if you basically want to show off that you're really good at guitar and you can sing, then yeah, do an open mic, go up there and fucking smash it. But just don't make it about her. Yeah, it's too much, in my opinion. Do another song, not that one.
Catherine? What? Catherine's just written something. Catherine's just said she really doesn't want to meet you, mate.
She said she is going to forget about him by then.
Oh, my word. So what? So, Catherine, what are you saying?
I think it'd be worse in public. Catherine, what you...
Oh, my God. Catherine? She's throwing a spanner in the works. She did this the other week, right at the end of the podcast. Well, I mean...
Just waiting, isn't she? Waiting,
oh,
boys.
My word. Oh,
There's
my
a grenade.
word.
There's a grenade. Gosh.
I think, especially if you say this is for her. Right. Well,
no, yeah. Don't say it's for her.
No, I don't think... He wasn't saying that. I think he was saying I can perform it without her knowing I'm aiming it at her and it could be less awkward. So in my head, that works. I've got to be honest. What did pop into my head was if he did need... say it was like going well for a while, but you really wanted to like get it, just dominate the situation. Could you... the shame is that the live show is probably going to be August. And if the live show August, we could all play dumb, pretend it's an open mic night, get you on there, and like everyone just kind of quieten down whilst they're all singing, whilst he sings the song, and everyone just go, oh my God, this guy's the greatest thing ever. But maybe that's too much work. I don't know.
Yeah, just bring it forward. Was it her that suggested 21st of June?
Oh my God, the narrative's just taken a little turn here. Harry, what we need to do... She's stalling. People saying she's stalling. No.
Don't listen to these people. Don't listen to them. Just arrange to see if you can meet earlier.
I thought this was all... I was like, we're finishing on a high.
Well, maybe it is.
All right. Well, I tell you what. Yeah, I mean, what does he do now? Does he go, well, no, actually, 24th of June, I'm not really happy with that. Let's meet up before that.
Josh, just go out for a bloody pint.
Oh, God.
Indeed.
Oh, God.
Indeed, you can go for any pint anywhere. Or just invite her around for, something to eat or something.
I don't know. I don't know what to do here. Harry, Harry, maybe test the waters with an earlier date?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Harry, let us know how you get on, please.
21st of June.
Oh, man. God.
Right, Jimbo, I've got to go, mate.
Yeah, you have got to go. Right, guys, thank you so much for watching and listening. Get involved in Who Knows Wins. It massively helps us, and we're having good fun, and you can win money from it as well. Link is in the description, as is for all the Slug merch and the Patreon. Flav, thanks, mate. Thanks, Sluggies. Catherine,
take care.
Unbelievable bombshell. See you later. Bye.
Bye.